This is Unworldly Perspective. I'm your host, Dr. Kimberly F. Wilson. This is where we take the subjective out of the world and bring you objective perspective. We hope to provide you tools and guidance on your thing we call life, while we be a blessing to you as it is for us to bring you our unworldly perspective. Hey y'all. Y'all know what this is. This is Tuesday, Unworldly Perspectives. I'm Dr. Kimberly F. Wilson. I am your host. And tonight we have a hot topic. Tonight the topic is relationships in the new millennium. We are going to cover why relationships is not working in the new millennium, what can be done better, why have the times changed. We also will have the battle of perspectives, where two of my guests will go toe to toe with their perspectives on relationships, life, etc. So you guys definitely don't want to miss it. Tell a friend. Catch us on YouTube as well as the EEFI app or on all smart devices. So we're gonna cover this topic: relationships in the new millennium. New millennium is the 90s on up. I'm an 80s baby. I don't know about you guys, but I am a 80s baby. And times have really changed now. I notice in the new millennium, there's really no dating. It's straight to the bedroom. It doesn't matter what you guys have in common. It's straight to the bedroom. There's no chivalry. In some cases, you'll be lucky if you get someone to open up the door. And it's not just men's that have changed, it's also females. Some women think that things should be handed to them on a silver platter and they don't have to do anything. And so it definitely, times have changed for both the men and the women. I don't know about you, but my perspective is give me an old time relationship where we cope each other. We go to the movies, we go out to eat, we get to know each other. Because, honey, you most certainly will not get in my bedroom the first night I meet you. In this new millennium, they get in the bed before they even know the person's real name. You might just think they named Pookie. And you laying down with Pookie and don't even know what the real name is. You know what I'm saying? And then if you get pregnant, STDs or whatever, then you don't even know who this real person is. So, hey, my TV audience, we got to start taking the time to date, cope, get to know each other. And doing that will also stop the broken home syndrome. Because once you take time to get to know someone, you then can make the decision on whether you want to procreate with that person or not, or whether the relationship should continue. Because, guys, remember, people will fake it till they make it. You have both women and men that do that. They'll lie to fake like they are what you're looking for. And then as you start dating them, they turn out to be a liar. For an example, that person can say they want children because you want children, and then once you start dating, they really don't want children. Or they can say that they're financially stable and they ain't got a pot to piss in and want to throw it out. Ain't got they last $2. And so we have to be careful of who we decide to be in a relationship with. But clinically, I'm going to tell you, do not invest in a relationship if you're broken. We have a lot of that going on in the new millennium. People get lonely and they attach on to people. And in your brokenness, if you're really truly broken, you're going to end up breaking that other person. So it's very vitally important that you work on you and become the whole person that you need to become. And once you do that, then you can make a better decision, because sometimes when we're going through trauma, we end up choosing people in that moment that we may not even choose. I'm lying. Go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. My 5.5-year-old thought it was time to ask me a question. But as I was saying, in the new millennium, it's really hard to date if a person is not like minded. We've adapted social media as our way of communication. We've all been guilty of it if we've joined the social media front. If you take it a person don't love you if they don't call or text you. If they don't text you right back, then they don't care. If they don't answer the phone, then they must be cheating. If they don't like or follow you on social media, then they don't care. Take your business off social media, take your business off their cell phone, and get to know each other. That is vitally important. Get to know each other. How you gonna get to know each other behind a cellular device? Because I can text you anything. I can tell you I love you and be laughing the whole time. But love is a action. I should be able to know you love me just by what I do. It should show up without me even having to tell you. Another issue going on in the new millennium, lying. People are not very honest. Just straight lying for no reason. When you're grown, whether you're a female or a male, you tell your truth and allow people to deal with you based on your truth. If you're struggling mentally, allow someone to know that. If you're struggling financially, be honest and allow a person to accept you for who you are. Some people will still say, okay, I accept you for what, but don't lie and bring whatever baggage more than the Delta Airlines to people's life, and you're not being honest. Or if you want to date multiple people, say, I want to date multiple people. This is just a sexual thing. If you're not ready for a relationship, that needs to be laid out on the table. Otherwise, you're going to jump from relationship to the relationships and you're still going to be broken in the inside until you fix eternally what's wrong with you. Also, when I grew up, marriages was lasting 20, 30 years. Now it may last a week. People get married and may decide that they don't want to be married the next week, because the fundamental of what marriage is supposed to be is not there anymore. A lot of people are getting married for financial reasons, to better their life. It ain't solely based off love. It definitely ain't for better or for worse, because in this new millennium, when the worst come, they disappear. You'll find out real quick, fast, and in a hurry if somebody is really for you when you go through something. So it goes back to what I said. It's important that you get to know a person in all of their seasons. When they're happy, when they're sad, when they're going through something, you want to get to know them. Because people will show you the left side of their booty cheeks when you go through something. They'll disappear. That happens a lot in this new millennium. Everybody is not for you. So you guys out there in TV land, the number to call the station is up on the screen. If you want to chime in, if you think that you have something to add to why I had to show the comments, y'all. Why you think relationships is not working in the new millennium? My guest will be on in the next 5 minutes and we will get to the battle. Mr. Thomas called my previous guest out, and so they're going to have a discussion on relationships and etc. etc. But you guys chime in and let me know why you feel like relationships are not working, why you feel like things is just not the same. Even Going out is not the same. Now, if you or your significant other want to go out, you're dodging bullets. If you're living in a high crime area, I'm located in Louisiana, Bossier City, Louisiana to be exact, and bullets are flying everywhere. You better not be out caught getting you a piece of chicken. You don't know whether you're going to make it home to your family. And those are the times that we're living in right now. And it goes back to there's not enough two-parent households. And that was the segment last week on child support, broken homes, and all of that. How are we getting these broken homes? By just laying down and not even knowing a person? Because if you take the time to get to know someone, you will know very quickly on whether you want a relationship or to procreate with that person. You won't even put yourself in that position. That's why it's important that you get to know someone before you get in the bed with them, because you don't know what they bring into your bedroom. They can be bringing more than just their sexual organs to your bedroom. So that's important. Also, guys, I forgot to plug my merch. I am wearing a UP shirt. It comes in all colors. Created by Kim's Gracious Jewels and Accessories. I am the CEO and owner of Kim's Gracious Jewels and Accessories. This is my shirt. We have mugs. This is the mug. Let me get a little closer to that. Is the mug. And you can get your merch by hitting me up at Kim's Gracious Jewels and Accessories. Let me check and see, is my first guest ready? And then we are going to get started. Tell you what, guys, we're going to go to commercial break. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back while I check on my guest to see if she's ready to rumble.
Is that KFC chicken sandwich spicy?
Shamefully.
I'd do anything for one.
Anything?
Gotcha one.
Order any KFC sandwich online till July 2nd for Diablo 4 rewards.
KFC has aired its new commercial for Diablo 4. It is a KFC commercial for Diablo 4 rewards. A woman experiences a demonic transformation after consuming a KFC chicken sandwich. A man considers going to great lengths for a sandwich, but ultimately he is relieved when his friend orders one for him.
If you like this video, please click like button, subscribe and open notifications.
It's like having fuzzy slippers on your teeth, but the real word for it is plaque. And that news came straight from the dentist. His advice, switch to Colgate Total.
When I saw a little pink in the sink, I thought, I'm just brushing too hard, no big deal. Then the dentist said a little bleeding is a sign of gingivitis and to switch to Colgate Total.
Only Colgate Total has an antibacterial ingredient. It attaches to teeth to form a protective shield that's clinically proven to protect against a complete range of oral health problems for a full 12 hours. No other toothpaste can do that. Only Colgate Total reduces plaque by up to 98% and gingivitis by up to 88%.
Clean. Even right after lunch, the plaque didn't come back.
My gums are healthier, stronger.
I recommend it because I saw results. Colgate Total has complete 12-hour protection.
For a free product trial, visit colgatetotal.com/offer. Colgate Total, #1 recommended by dental professionals. Complete 12-hour protection.
Shock, charge up, spark another flame. Shock, energize, I illuminate. Shock, powered up in a different lane. Shock, spin a style a dozen ways. Shock, charge up, charge up. Shock, energize, I illuminate. Shock.
You're good. I'm great.
Spin a style a dozen ways. Energize, charge up.
Fellas, what are you guys doing out here?
Oh, you know, just chilling all this savings.
Those savings aren't for you, those are for the customers. Come out and catch these savings in all brand new 2016 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram products. Come visit us today at Bill Harris, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Ashland. Or go online at www.billharris.chrysler-dodge-jeep-and-ram-of-ashland.com.
Youngsteads is your one-stop shop for all your car care needs, including auto repair, tires and wheels, collision repair, and car washes. Hi, I'm Ian Youngstead. Summer's finally here, and 4th of July is just around the corner, so stop into Youngsteads and celebrate with great deals this Independence Day. Right now, save up to $200 on your purchase of a select set of 4 tires. We're always close by. Visit youngsteads.com for locations, coupons, and deals.
Everyone gets a BK stacker.
Tiny dancer.
2 linebackers.
To each their own. Burger, swagger, satisfaction buffet.
And BK, have it your way.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Unworldly Perspectives. I'm your host, Dr. Kimberly F. Wilson, and tonight's topic is relationships in the new millennium. I have my guest ready, Miss Scott. She will be coming on. Mr. Thomas, Apostle Thomas, rather. On the last show, he decided to call Miss Tiara out on some comments that she made and want to go battle of perspectives, rather. We're all grown, so we're going to keep it really nice, but we're going to give our perspectives. We're going to be decent and in order, but we're going to allow them to give their perspectives on the topic. All right, is Miss Scott ready? Okay, guys, I'm waiting to hear back from the studio if Miss Scott has entered the studio on the phone to talk to you guys. But as I stated, relationships in the new millennium are very hard. It is almost for some people that don't have time for the foolishness and the foolery to stay single. If you don't want to invest time, time is precious. Time is something that we cannot renegotiate, buy back, or get back. Once you lose time, you cannot get it back. Say it again. Okay. All right, guys. Miss Scott has now entered on the phone in the studio. Miss Scott, can you hear me? Bear with us, guys. I can't hear her. Yeah, I can't hear. I can only hear you. I can't hear Miss Scott. Last week I can hear her fine. I can't hear. I can't hear anything at all. No audio. Okay, guys. Please bear with us. We're trying to get the guests on the phone. My TV audience, my YouTube audience, if you want to chime in on the subject, the number is on the screen. You can call in. You don't have to appear on the studio. On live TV, you can call in. We can get your perspective over the phone. We're having some technical difficulties with the phone right now. I heard her say, all right, turn her up just a little bit. I still can't hear her.
Can you hear now, Kim?
Yeah, I can say something, Miss Scott.
Say something, Scott.
Can you hear me? I can hear you now. Okay, I'm here. All right, guys. We finally got Miss Scott on the line. It's echoing bad.
Say what? That ain't me, Kim. That's gonna be your side, cause we together over here.
It ain't my side. I got the same setup. There's a lot of squealing.
Yeah.
When she talks, it's echoing.
Uh, what is going on you? What is going on you? Okay, now try it now. Cause there's no noise in here. This office is quiet, so some kind of friction going on. Somebody doing something on your end there.
It sounds like it's on YouTube because I can hear it on my iPad.
Oh, you too close to your device with this thing. That's what it is.
Oh no, my iPad is over there.
Cause I got you on the phone. I'm hearing nothing but squealing now. So it's not no anything over here. It's coming directly from your phone.
No, I don't hear them. Will it help if I call if I called her?
Oh, okay.
No, I don't do anything on my phone. It's on my iPad across the room.
Okay. I don't know.
And maybe her TV is up too loud.
Okay, it seems to have stopped now.
Okay.
Okay, it stopped now. Sorry, guys. We were
Can you
having a
hear?
little.
That's nothing on my side.
Can you hear me now, Miss Scott?
She said, "Can you hear her?" She said, "Can you hear her?"
She can't hear you.
I don't know what this is. This is crazy. This is crazy, huh?
Okay. Mr. Thomas, you're not scared, are you? Are you
Oh, you gonna
causing
try to bring that to me? You really
because
gonna try to do that?
you
You
don't
done
want to
lost
catch
your
your
mind because I'm
issue?
sitting here right here. I'm loud and clear. There is
Oh,
nothing up
okay.
there.
I just wanted to make sure you wasn't starting, the creating no
Oh,
friction
you
so you
will
can
try to
dodge
blame it
that
on
bullet
me,
that
though,
you
Weezy.
created for yourself. Tell
You
Miss
will
Scott to
try to
hang up.
blame
I'm
it
gonna
on me,
call
but it's not
her.
gonna be feasible for you. No,
Okay.
ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm here.
Okay. Tell Miss Scott. Miss Scott, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Miss Scott. First, I'm gonna start off by saying thank you for coming on the show and accepting this challenge with Mr. Thomas. He had the audacity to
Boy, I tell you, you want it, don't you? You want it.
oh no, like I told you before, I'm not who you want. You want to get with Miss Scott because I'm battle tested and certified approved. I know the Bible back and forth. I know
All
relationships
this,
and all of that. So I ain't the one
all
you want to
this
come
that
to.
you running,
TV
all.
Nation out there, I'm not the one.
I'm
Apostle,
coming for
is
you.
it
I'm coming
apostle?
on the block. I'm on your block. I
Is
don't
it
back down from
apostle,
nothing I
sir?
say.
I'm not the one he wants to come with.
I will come
I
for
was on
you
the
as
debate team
well.
at college. He don't want none of this.
I,
Miss Scott, you're free. You have the floor to address Mr. Thomas whichever way you would like
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever. Do we need
yeah.
to call you
Okay.
apostle tonight, sir?
Say what?
Do we need to what do we need to address? What is your addressity tonight?
Ooh, you showing out, ain't you? Now let me
What
go
do
to
you
the.
want us to
Let me go
call
on
you?
to the
I'm
first punch.
asking.
I'm be the one to throw the first punch at you since you got a
But
mouth.
what do you want to be called, sir?
Look at here. I'm worried about that. You call me old man Thomas. I don't need no titles. I don't need no
Miss
titles.
Thomas, you
Titles for
have the
somebody
floor,
who trying to make
ma'am.
themselves. I'm already made.
You have the floor, Miss Thomas, because he don't even know what he want me to address the audience to
I
tell.
don't need you. I said, Mr. Thomas. I said, I don't
Okay,
need
well,
to be
Mr.
said.
Thomas, he just want to be called Mr. Thomas, guys. So
Let's get to the heart of the matter. All of these
yeah, that
accolades
I
and all
gave
this
her the
stuff you
floor,
throwing
Miss
here
Scott.
as
Please
far as
handle that.
titles don't mean nothing to me. Cause we all got titles in education and everything else about our name. But let's take off all these clothes. Let's see who we really are on here today. Let's talk.
You talking to Miss Scott or you talking to
I'm
Dr.
talking
Kimberly
to
Cole?
you too. I'm talking to the whole shebang
Okay,
on
I'll
here.
address you after Miss Scott. Miss Scott, you have the floor, ma'am.
Come on.
Wow.
They waiting on you, Miss Scott.
Relationships in this millennium, as she brought in, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
I
you
can hear
hear her,
you.
Kia? Can you hear her?
I can. I can hear her now.
Oh, okay. This, all y'all excuse the television. All this could have been avoided had the link been sent to the email address, and we would have been live on the thing all the way around without the phone call. So.
Well, nobody ever gave me an email address.
Oh wow! Really? Oh, Kim! Oh, Kim! No, ma'am. No, ma'am. The host of this show said to me, you did not want to come on here live. You only want to come by way of phone. They ain't got nothing to do. You knew this show was coming on a long time ago. Oh, please. On a telephone wire. Let's show your face. Show your face. Call, I tell you what, get off here and go to EEFI at gmail.com and then email me your link, your email address to me, and I will hook the link up, and all you gotta do is go in right where you at. We all got it easy. We can throw rocks and hide our hand. Let's see. You say what? There are 2 shows playing right now. What 2 shows? I can see there's a whole commentary with you talking right now, but you're not on the present subject. Oh. Messages from other people. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Failure to comply, huh? Oh, okay. Keep going. You're doing good. No, what I'm telling you, there's 2 commentaries playing right now. You hear the whole time I'm talking to you, I hear you talking another subject in the background. Yeah, I'm talking to you. No, you're not talking to me about what we're discussing now. Oh, okay. Deflecting at the moment. Okay, well, continue on. Don't entertain that no more. Move on.
Hold on just a second, Miss Scott. If anyone out there in TV land, Mr. Thomas has a very aggressive way of talking. If anyone in you in TV land wants to address him, please call in. She mamas with the nipples and the anus and the everything and everything. But the men out there looking for it, so the women call themselves giving it to them. Now that goes back to what I said last week. Oh, well, I still stand on what I say. Just because somebody offer you something or want you to be. It's got a whole bunch of delays here. That's why it's important to be on the show, not on the phone call. Can you tell Miss Tiara to hang up on that phone and I'll call her on my cell phone so call her on your cell phone so you can feel better. So you can hear everything she says and the TV audience can as well. Oh, okay, well let her call. She gonna call Miss Scott. Call her phone so she can feel better. Okay. Yeah. So excuse me, so I can what? Feel better. Oh, the poor baby. Oh, the poor baby. Mr. Thomas, since you want to be called Mr. Thomas, you better keep battling with Miss Scott. Because like I said, I was on the debate team and Kimberly is not what you want. I'm running. Now all of a sudden, while we waiting on her to call, all of a sudden, my bad, all of a sudden, she didn't get no link and all that crazy old stuff. Man, y'all playing games. You gonna come with that smoke, come with the smoke. Moving right along. Let's get to what we on here for today, ladies and gents. To crucify him and he will not resurrect. Well, let's get to it. Because you got the easy part done running your mouth. Come on, Miss Scott, can I ask you a question, Miss Scott? Absolutely. Do you know why Mr. Apostle Thomas wanted us to call him Mr. today? He wanted us to call him Mr. But we're gonna dissect both of the apostle and the Mr. And then he's gonna just be Mr. Tom when we get done. Because I specifically warned him not to come for me. And he asked for you. So you have the floor, ma'am, to say whatever you want to, given your perspective on relationships in the new millennium. We already know Mr. Thomas think that a woman shouldn't be called a queen without a king and all this here foolery. So you have the floor. That's a shame. See, the king and queen thing, biblically he is correct. However,
we're going to take it away from the Bible because we don't want to upset Apostle Thomas over there.
No.
Because he's
Keep
going to try
going.
to dissect the Bible and put it to his necessary needs right now.
Right.
However, what you don't seem to understand is, but I'm going to hit it on the Bible just a little bit. God created man first. We all acknowledge that. He created man to be head of the household. We all acknowledge that. But when he couldn't do it by himself, he pulled that rib out of man and created woman. Now, my point is, if then you take that rib away, how that man going to stand? His body and his foundation are not going to hold. He knew and found out real quick that Adam couldn't handle it without Eve. See, it's just like having a household. Everything is, you might be the man, it might be the man's household, but the woman running. And it ain't going to be right if she's not running it, because y'all men folk don't know how to do that right. Y'all do it according to y'all standards, but you don't know how to do it the right way. Now, Mr. Thomas,
put that phone up there so we can hear good.
Words to say about a woman wearing the umbrellas, as he called it, and everything like that. Well, yes, I agree with him. There are some of those things that they put on their faces. They could be titled umbrellas. But however, the women out here today are trying to suit the man. Because now, basically, because their confidence level is low, a lot of them do not have education. A lot of them do not have a grown woman, female queen, such as you and I, Dr. Wilson, in their lives to help them understand how to become a lady, how to live as a woman, what you're supposed to do. Because laying down and gapping your legs open to some man don't make you what you want to be. It don't make you a queen. It doesn't make you a lady. It doesn't make you a woman. It makes you, in some cases, a fool. Because he gonna tell you any and everything that he wants to tell you to get what he wants. And when it's done, you just became another notch on his belt. He's not going to respect you. He definitely is not going to protect you. And he's going to go on to the next woman that spread eagle for him. See, Mr. Thomas wants to sit up there last week and try to put it all off on women. No, sir. Like I told you last week, I won't let you have that one. I'm not going to let you have that one. From the pulpit to the playground to Skid Row, it's all the same. It's all the same, and we're going to play the same game. So come on with it. Come on with it, Lamarck.
Wait a minute, Mr.
I'm
Thomas.
happy to get in this here.
Before your rebuttal, I just want to ask Miss Scott, do you think because of the lack of identity of what a man or a woman, the makeup of what it should be, do you think that is the issue of why relationships are doomed? Some relationships, not all. We have beautiful love, but some relationships are doomed in the new millennium.
Yes. It's hard nowadays, and I'm going to hit it. It's hard nowadays in some cases to identify a man from a woman because their femininity is strutting more than a woman's is. So men are not, I call it the leave it the beaver season because I'm a baby boomer. Men are not really guiding their households. They're too busy doing other things. And you know, life has turned around such that I'm not going to say that it's right. I'm not going to say that it's good. But like I hit on last week, you got the men that don't want to work. You got the men that don't want to be fathers. You got the men that just are not men anymore. They boy toys. They are boy toys, and they are not being raised properly because the times are so hard. Parents are having to go out and work just to supply and just to sit there and put a house over their children's head, food in their stomach, and clothes on their back. Parents said that we need more two-parent families. Yes, we do. But nowadays, marriage really does not mean what it meant back then.
Right.
These young folks in the millennium, they run up, let's start a family. Well, let's sit up and you know, do this. Let's shack up together. Now, what you're doing is putting out there some little bastard kids that you either gonna play around with, you're gonna not jump in and out. Just like my son calls his daddy, he calls him Pops. He said, you popped in, made me, and you popped out. So you earned your title, whether you like it or not. Because you carry a penis around in your pants, that does not make you a man. A man is one that takes care of his responsibility. A man is one that takes, if he produces children, a man is one that stands through the fire, through the pits, and through the holes and takes care of his children. A man that has a good woman in his life is to protect her, to provide for her, and to respect her. The Bible never spoke about a woman loving a man. The Bible speaks about a woman respecting a man. Now, it's 60 different places in the Bible that I know of personally that speaks upon a queen. We all have seen, what is that show called? The Ten Commandments. We've all seen all of that. It's not an issue, Mr. Thomas, that a man should not be the king or head the household. But for you to demean a woman and say she can't be a queen unless a man makes her, well, I got news for you. Find me a man that's able to be coronated as a king, and we can get you a queen.
You done?
I agree,
If
Miss
you done,
Scott.
if you done, then I'll talk. Cause if y'all gonna have a conversation between y'all two, then y'all go ahead. No need for me to be on here. But if you ready for me to talk, then I'm ready to talk.
She's talking to you. I have a rebuttal for her, sir.
Yeah, you
And
have a
then
rebuttal all the way up. You have a rebuttal all the way up. Now, I noticed this part here, but let's bring the noise to the table because I want to go back to the
Mr.
to catch up with
Thomas,
all this. Go ahead,
when
though.
you give
Y'all
your
got to use the
rebuttal,
part. Y'all going to run your mouth. You don't want to come out of my
since
mouth
you
on here.
gave
That's
your
what it is.
rebuttal and you want to be known
Go
as
ahead,
Mr.
darling. Go
Thomas,
ahead. Go
don't
ahead.
you come in here with no narrative that fits you on no Bible stuff because you wanted us to call you Mr. Thomas. So we gonna dissect Mr. Thomas first.
No. That's
Because
the
you
point.
put
That's
me
what the
on
point
here.
me telling you to call me Mr. Thomas because I want to take away anything that will have accolades to my name, and I want to be just a flat man standing here with a pair of pants on and a shirt. So finish up what y'all talking about, and we're gonna rock it.
Cut you, brother, like a knife.
Yeah, well, you got to eat the part done running your mouth. Let me know when it's time for me to talk.
As I stated before, TV audience out there, Mr. Thomas and Miss Scott is rebuttaling from last week's show. Miss Scott stated the reason why, just to give you guys a recap, the reason why relationships in the new millennium is not working is because people do not value relationships like they did when we were coming up, 80s and late 70s. They don't value relationships. Not everyone, because as I stated, it's some beautiful couples out there that is happily married, not on no foolishness. So everybody is not with the foolishness. Every man don't run their mouth either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as Miss Scott said, like Mr. Thomas. This is my thing. We all have titles. We all may have education. We may, excuse me, Mr. Thomas, I'm speaking. But we all have education. We all have whatever. But when you address me, you better come correct. When you bring yourself right. And I stand for what's right. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I stand on the right side. So Mr. Thomas wants to battle Miss Scott. We're going to allow him to have the floor.
Both of you.
He doesn't want to be
entitled
as
yeah, I want both of you.
He doesn't audience out there, he doesn't even know how to wait his turn to be quiet when other people are speaking. We learned that in grade school. When someone else is talking, you be quiet, sir. Are you serious? I'm sure you got in trouble because you ran your mouth too much.
Man, look, move on. Let's get back to the book of Genesis with this. Let's get on to the fact, because all this y'all talking about ain't about nothing.
Look, it keep interrupting. Like, I know you guys see that out there in TV land, YouTube land. It keep running this mouth. I can't
and
even.
she was addressing me, then it's time for me to respond to her.
I will allow you to respond. I was recapping the audience, sir,
Uh,
on what Miss Scott had
y'all pay
said.
attention,
But
folks.
oh
Y'all pay
my
attention to what's
God,
going
you
on here now. I'm
can
sorry.
you
This your show. I apologize, ma'am. Go ahead. I'm
okay, thank
sorry.
you so much because it's the rudeness for me, Mr. Thomas. You know, so as I stated, people out there in yeah, because he was just so excited. He pouting now, guys. He be like,
I'm waiting on y'all. You ain't I'm waiting on you. Y'all a trip, boy. They won't let me talk, folks, so I'm just gonna let
you
them do
now
the
have the
talking.
floor, sir. You was trying to take the floor while I was reintroducing the audience to what Miss Scott said. Please make sure you answer the question that I presented when we first started. Why do you think relationships is not working in the new millennium? You and Miss Scott have the floor. Miss Scott has already said she's denounced on what she thought you said wrong. You have the floor now, sir.
Are you absolutely positive?
Do you need a commercial break to get yourself together?
Whatever you want to do, I'm ready when you ready. I want to address. I want to address the full fact that she said something about the book of Genesis that God seen. No, he didn't. He saw that man was lonely. And because he had made a male animal and female animal, which he made a companion, he made a woman to be a companion. In other words, a help me. It's funny how people who are in, let's just say you got the CEO, then you got the vice president. And I want to go even further. It's like going into Walmart and go to customer service and you go in there to take something back in Walmart, the customer service, and the person that's in the front of the customer service talking to you pretends and mannerism and behavior is as if they are the CEO and the chief officer of Walmart. You find the same asinine behavior with a woman. She always wants to be in first and always jockeying for first position. And that's the problem with a lot of women in the household. And it comes from the women who were symbolically born between 1958 through the late part of the 60s. They became transparent of the hurt of their mother, who they seen got hurt by their father, whether it was domestic violence or whatever happened. They made up in their mind that their daughters was not going to be the same way, and they became a rebellious resource. So this is the behavior of the younger generation women's now, due to the fact that the hurt mother taught them, you need to save something for yourself. You need to do this for yourself. Don't let no man do this to you. Don't let no man do this. These girls are now born with hatred and hurt in their hearts behind the past history of mother hurt. Mother has birthed her daughter through her hurt, and now the daughter is hurt living in society. And now they don't care nothing about themselves. They are for sale. Anytime a woman walk down the street, tell me she got good sense, got eyelashes and wigs on, that ain't even none of her identity. She got on clothes that you can see through everything on her body. She might as well go to Sprague Street in Shreveport or go to Nevada and sell herself. She have no respect for herself. How do you expect for a man to respect you when you do not respect yourself? You can have all the education in the world, and you don't have the responsibility that God gave you in the beginning. You are a failed woman. Your job is to be a helpmeet, nothing else. He didn't tell you you was built to work. You're not even built for long-term labor. You are built to be a helpmeet, to help your husband. Where is your husband? Let's just go from the beginning. Because without a man, there will be no woman. So there is a king without a queen. And there is no queen without a king. That's Bible. Because you are a woman. A woman. That part was added to your name precisely for a reason. I didn't write that. The Bible said it. The book of Genesis. Genesis said that. I didn't say that. He put him to sleep and pulled her. And it's amazing how women think that they can outsmart what they came from. It's like God made us as men from the dust of the earth, and we're going to stand up and say that we are smarter than God. It's asinine. Men sit back and be quiet. You find that same business in the Garden of Eden when God came to Adam. Adam, what is this that has happened? It was that woman. Yes, I agree with Miss Scott. It's a bunch of weak men. They lack cinnamon, they weak, they punks, they sissies. I don't know what else you can call them beyond measurement because they don't have no power to even stand up to these young ladies. And as a father, I got two daughters who I instilled in to put on clothes. Comb your nappy head. Nobody want to watch you up down the street with some nappy afro puff on your head. Fix your hair. People in Africa wear their hair nappy because they didn't have things to fix their hair with. You got a comb. You got a brush, baby. Use it. Let us see the true identity of you. You was made from love and beauty from God. Let us enjoy your beauty. Notice when God brought Eve to Adam, he hurried up and named her. So in other words, lady, you don't even have a name unless your husband done gave you one. That's why your last name changes on a marriage certificate. Your first name stays, but then they say, who give this woman away to be this lawfully man's wife? That daddy got to speak for her. So in other words, she's spoken for at all times. You tell me how you're a queen and you ain't even spoken for. Explain all that mess to me. It's asinine. It's things that women done put together to call themselves a boss. Boss so what? Your mouth? Because at the end of the day, it is man's responsibility to even die for you, to protect you. You can't even die for me. You can't die for your children. You can only serve. And our job is to protect, to produce, to provide, whatever it takes to make sure that you make it. That is our job. But when you say you are a queen without a man, when you say that you are a boss, you are essentially telling God, I am a man just in a woman's body. You are an hermaphrodite and you are an adulterated sin before God's eyes. You're an abomination. You're avuncular and you need to get yourself together. Every woman on here I'm talking to, I'm being straightforward. I don't pick fight, but I want the women to understand that men's gonna go to hell for you. You know why they gonna go to hell? Because we have a responsibility to tell you the natural born truth, to lead you right and guide you. And if you stay in your lane and do what you're supposed to do, you will make it to glory and to heaven easily. And the man's gonna burn in hell because we are failing to do the quality job of a man. Now, we don't have feelings as men because women teach young boys, this is your feeling, this is your feeling. We don't have feelings because we have response. Love is responsibility. Love is an obligation. It don't matter if you don't feel good. You got to get out there bed and go get that money. I don't care if you're sick and this going on. You got to get out there bed and go get it done. When all else is failed, it is the man's responsibility to do the providing. When you go and start providing, you made a sissy out of your man, you made a punk out of, and then now you want to run around here and call him a weak vessel. All because you got out of line. I don't care what's going on in the house, what's going on in your life. If that man is in your life, go get it done. You sit down and sit there like, oh, it ain't my job. Ignore it. And the Bible says, for a man that don't work, you ain't got no business even going to get no food stamp and nothing else to put on the table to feed it.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, this is the problem I have. I'm not refuting anything that you
You
said
can.
about the Bible or what's
You
spoken in the
can.
Word. This is where I have the problem, ladies and gentlemen out there that is watching. I don't like people in general that uses the Bible to fit their narrative. What do I mean by that? The Bible say a woman's supposed to do this. The Bible say a woman's supposed to do that. Not supposed to do this, and that. If you're going to live strictly by the Bible, do you fornicate? Because in the Bible it says you're not supposed to fornicate.
But
Do
what do
you
you
curse?
call fornication though? That's going back that
I'm
far
making my
now.
point, Mr. Thomas. I
Okay,
did
go
not
ahead.
interrupt you, Mr.
Okay,
Thomas.
go ahead.
I don't care what you think the Bible says. When the queen is talking, the boss is talking. Learn how to wait your turn, sir.
Oh,
Thank
the
you.
queen and the boss.
Now,
Where your
as I
husband
was
at?
saying,
Where your
right,
husband? Where your
as I
husband
was
at,
saying,
Tammy? Where your
he,
husband at?
you have to allow someone to, in order to be an effective
Okay,
communicator,
go ahead.
you have to be an effective listener.
Okay.
We've proven
Yeah.
tonight that Mr. Thomas cannot listen effectively
Yeah, don't worry
and be
about that.
quiet. Okay, so as I was saying, I have a problem with people in general that uses the Bible to fit their narrative. The Bible said a woman is not supposed to work. Okay, I'm gonna say this because this is unworldly perspective. This is my perspective. If I don't work, me and my child don't eat. Right? And since the topic is new relationships in the new millennium, I've chosen to be unmarried. It's a choice. It ain't because I don't have suitors. It's because it is a choice, right? Because some of these fools don't know how to communicate, interrupt you when you're talking, and think they know it all.
See, child is
Just
call
because
name.
you
That's what
a
they do. They
man don't
call
make you
name. See
know
that?
it all.
That's how you know it on. They
You
call
have
name.
to
Okay.
be an adult enough in your adultnism to be able to be corrected. Because when you're operating in this flesh right here, you're going to error. And if you got to a point whether you a man with a penis or not, you can't be corrected, you're a dangerous individual. I don't care. And we're not even talking about the Bible. We're talking about courtesy as a human being.
What does my behavior have to do with the
If you,
subject?
sir, I'm talking to the audience in general. You're still interrupting. Do y'all see this? If it's some women out there that see this and they would
Oh,
like to
boy, you
address him,
good.
please put the number back on the screen, Mr. Thomas. Because I'm sure some women out there, you've made their ears start hurting
Good.
with the buffoonery. It's just buffoonery. So my point
Of course
is,
it is.
we're not going to fit the narrative. That's just like me quitting my job and saying, well, the Bible said the man's supposed to work, but I know me and my little lady is going to starve. Like, help it make sense. I'm not disputing anything in the Bible. I didn't even bring the Bible in this. I'm telling you out there, we're in a day of time where you have to do what's best for you. And my beautiful ladies out there, my beautiful queens, if you want to go get you a lace front, go get you a lace front. Okay? That don't make you no lesser than a woman if you want to wear your lace front. If you want to wear your eyelashes, go get your eyelashes,
The man
hunty.
can't see it though.
If you want to wear whatever it is to make you feel beautiful, especially if you're paying for it, you go do that. Now, Mr. Thomas want his wife to look like she coming from wherever with no makeup on, no anything,
That's a
whatever.
lie. That's a
He don't
lie.
want her to have
That's not
eyelashes. We
what I
get
said.
that.
That's not what I said. That's a lie. Right there.
You said you don't want a woman with no wig on. Didn't you say that?
Let me clear it up for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's what I said, so you can
Okay.
get it on a much better perspective since you want to
Okay,
use
let's
it.
hear.
And I know how to communicate without calling names, but anyway, we'll do that part there for you, make you feel better. Now, listen. When a man speaks, when I said about wigs and makeup, let us see who you really are, not hide it behind all of that mascara, lipsticks, wig, umbrella eyelashes, and all of that. Let us enjoy your beauty. The problem that I'm looking at, women don't even enjoy their own self. That's why they go in the mirror and fix their own self, because they call their own self ugly. They call their own self messed up. And a lot of women wouldn't be in the mess they in had they kept their legs closed and wouldn't been fooling with no man and got pregnant with no children. They wouldn't be stuck with a child that they got to try to go out there and take care of. That's what I said. Indirectly, but more resources towards you, the resources to you as of now. More plain, in other words. I'm giving it to you from a much plainer resource now. Wide open. You have to go back and take responsibility. You knew Adam was no good when you laid down with him, Eve. You knew he wasn't taking care of responsibility before he laid down, because look how he was taking care of himself. No, you wanted Adam. And now you got Adam. Adam gave you a child. Now you bitter. Now you got to get up and go get a job. Now you got to go take care of your child. You got to go to school, get all this. You got to do everything for yourself now, Eve, because you went and laid up with Adam, and the penalty, as it is to this day, the penalty is up on the woman who does that. She has to take care of her own child. She has to do everything that she need to do by herself. And when Eve sinned, God cursed the ground and penalized her, said, you shall bear his seed. So the child you got ain't even none of yours. The Bible said it is his seed, and you shall bear it with pain, and your desire shall be to the man. So if you bear his seed and your desires is to him, then your desire should be where he at right now. But see, the point is with a lot of these females is they don't want to take responsibility. They want to lie. They want to hide. Be truthful to yourself. A lace front, a man can love you with a lace front on, but let him enjoy you first before you start standing up there talking to him, batting your eye, talking about you want to be loved and that's all your beauty. You lied to him by standing up there with all that cosmetic on. Now that you got him up there with all that cosmetic on, you got him in your face. Now that's deceiving. That's deceptive. Why you won't just let him see who you are? I don't care if you got a patch missing here, long hair here. Let him love you for who you are. Let him see you. Stop being ashamed of who you are. We all make mistakes, lady, and you, lady, made a mistake. But guess what? Your beauty, your love that you have, that God gave you, can make any man stop in his track and come to you. You don't need those cosmetics on to snatch and grab a man. The money you spend on them wigs, you could be buying a house with that. The money you spend on them umbrella eyelashes, you could have done bought you a car with that. The hoochie mama clothes you done bought, baby, you could have started you a business. Be productive. Use your inward to get a man, not your outward to snatch a man, because you only gonna get him temporary. You
Now,
only gonna
Mr.
get him
Thomas, your
temporary.
explanation then was much, much better. It was much more in
Ah, please.
control.
You didn't want, you wanted to fuss
You
anyway.
had
Come
a
on,
little
I'm
bit
ready for the program.
control. Your argument made sense, and that is your perspective. And if your perspective is respected, but I want to make sure I clarify something. The Bible says that that is true. But I don't want my women audience out there to hold their head down because you may be a single mom. That is the fruit you have to bear.
Right?
But you go out and you hold your head up and you go get your
That's
bag.
right.
You
That's right.
understand me?
That's
Because
right.
your children depend on you
That's
getting your
right.
bag to take care
That's
of them.
right. That's
You
right.
ain't gonna be able to survive on air. And I agree with Mr. Thomas on saving your money to get you land, business in there. But if you've acquired what your heart desires, that may not be what your heart desires. It may not be your desire to be a homeowner or a landowner. If you work hard, play hard. Because the Bible also says, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Don't it say that, Mr. Thomas?
That's right.
Okay, so if you want to enjoy your fruits of your labor and go get you a lace front, lace it up, honey. Okay?
Right.
Lace
That's
it up.
right.
Because we
But
can't
remember,
take
though,
one scripture without using the other one,
of
right?
course not. The point is, what I said with that was, let that man see who you really are. Because this is why you winding up with a man. Now, I'm talking to you from a male perspective. That's why I said, Mr. Thomas, I haven't got to the apostleship. I'm not an honorary. I am a graduate. Believe me when I tell you, my credentials reaches all the way to the Vatican. This is not a joke for me, because every day when I stand up on Sunday mornings and during the week, I'm looking at a long, long generation that's walking in unforeseen curses that they can stop in their tracks right now if they stop and heed to what I'm saying. But I'm talking to you from a male perspective. You see that you wrote this and you got this type of man, and then you broke up with him, then you wrote this again and you got this type of man again. You wrote this again and you got this. How long you gonna be redundant with the same foolishness in your life? Put on some clothes. Let a man see your natural beauty, and he see you for who you are straight up. Baby, let me tell you, when you put on a mascara, it is a plus, not a got to have and a need for you. He sees your beauty from that perspective, and he runs with that.
Mr. Thomas, Miss Scott has a rebuttal for you. He can hear
Okay,
you
go
now,
ahead.
Miss Scott. Go ahead.
Mr. Thomas, you keep talking about a woman's beauty and how she does this and how she does that. Well, where are we going to find those men that's going to show us their responsibility, their strength, their power as being given to that which was given to them from God? Once again, you want to sit up there and say she laid down and opened her legs, but she didn't lay down by herself.
Of course she
She
did.
definitely didn't cause the action to occur by herself, because as you keep saying, the seed comes from the man. Well, if the man had some morality about his stuff, he wouldn't keep running around making seeds and leaving them.
Well, you make it easy for her. You make it easy for a dog to
So
come
where
home to your
are
house.
we going to put the responsibility at? You're not going to put
I
it
said
all
it
on
in the
women.
beginning.
You will
I
not.
said it in the beginning,
You're going
Miss
to put it
Scott.
on the both of them for being
Miss Scott, I said it in
not
the
thinking
beginning.
properly and not doing the right thing.
I said it in the beginning, Miss Scott, that
Because
a
it's not all
man's
done by a woman. Because a child
responsibility.
don't get made unless you get that spermatozoid from the man.
Well,
So
I said it
regardless
in
of
the
how many times
beginning.
she lays down, how many times he gets up, if he laid
If
down and
you,
left
I would say it like
a
Cat
child,
Williams said. I would say it
he's
like Cat
responsible too.
Williams. I would say it like
And
Cat
see what
Williams said.
happens then, why you want to sit up and talk about the women, we have had to take responsibility due to the deficiency of the males, due to the lack of the real men, like our grandfathers and our great
Bitterness will
uncles
always
and our
bring you
uncles and
down.
some of our brothers. Men
Bitterness
are not
will
who they
always
were
get
once.
talked about.
And whether you
Bitterness will
choose to
always get talked
acknowledge it, admit it, or anything else, it's a fact of today's life and time. They too busy playing and cheating and whoring and racking up notches on their belt. They don't want to work. They don't care about their seeds being left here, there, and everywhere.
Then why sleep with them? Why
Because
lay
they
with
didn't
them?
intend to raise them if they made them.
Then why sleep with them
So it
and
goes
lay
down
with
to
them,
the
Miss Scott?
intention of the man when he lays down with that
Miss
woman.
Scott,
If he don't
why
care that
did-
he pops the cork and he produces a child, then okay.
Why lay with the man like
The
that?
problem
Why
is,
would you lay with
Miss
one like
Scott,
that?
he's asking why lay with them then.
Why
That
would
was
you
his
lay
question.
with somebody like that?
y'all can be, some of these women, once again, you are dealing with females that they don't have a lot of self-esteem. And it's sad to say
Push that mic up
they
there, please.
feel like they have to have a man. So you got young generation now that feel like they must lay with him to keep him the pieces that he's offering them. They're with them, and that's a sad, sad situation. Because baby, you are a queen in your own right. You can do whatever you put your mind to, whether Mr. Thomas want to acknowledge it or not. It's some bad women out here.
Oh yeah, they sharp.
Say it, baby. That's bossing
It's some
and
awesome women
bossing.
They
out here.
ain't no
We run
bosses, they ain't
companies,
no
we
bosses,
own
but they
businesses,
sharp. They
we take
sharp, but
care
they
of the
ain't no bosses.
children. What is that saying, Kim? We go to work and we fry the bacon and come home and do what? But see, you don't want to deal with like all of that if you don't have a good man, even if he's at home. What the Bible say, if man don't work, he don't eat. Well, it's a whole lot of men that should be starving around here.
Y'all put the bacon on
Right.
it.
And as you said, Miss Scott, the thing about it is us women, we have to make a choice. If he doesn't want to get off his behind and do
That's
some
right.
form of work, that you need to make a decision of whether you want to put up with that or not. And
Exactly. You
vice
gotta
versa.
talk
You
to it.
have some women that it takes nowadays it takes two incomes to survive. Let's just be real clear. Because you have the shotgun houses that's $1,200 in rent.
Yeah.
And if you're not bringing home enough to buy groceries for the future family, it's gonna take two households. So if you see the other partner struggling to make ends meet, whether you're a man or a woman, chip in. Go cut some yard, hustle, whatever it is, so that you.
Wait a minute, Kim. He don't need to chip in. He need to do all the work, provide. That's the problem. Don't give that booker no slack. He need a job and take care of his family. You put them babies up in her, that's your headache. You get your behind up and make sure you get out there and take care of her as a man. The woman job was only to nurse her. She ain't built for hard and long-term labor. Nope. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all too
So she
passive
can't
and y'all
work.
too
She not
soft.
supposed to work, Miss Thomas. Is that your rebuttal?
Woman's supposed to be at home when he come home to build him up psychologically, mentally, and take care of the children. It is that man's job to take care and to provide for that woman. It's in the book of Genesis. God gave man instruction.
Thomas, I need you to come out the Old Testament and come to day.
No, I'm staying with God because the New Testament didn't come and
You to
change
come out
God's
the Old
word.
Testament and come to this day and time. If
No,
woman don't
no,
work, she
no,
gonna be out
God's
here
word
in
don't
a
change,
cardboard
Paula.
box on the
God's
street with her
word don't
children.
change.
If
You
woman
hear
don't
you?
work, she gonna be living in her car. If woman don't work, she gonna be hungry. And the next step after all of that is death. So if you want to live, you better get up off your hind part and get you a job, like Kim said. Get
When you're
your
a good
bag,
woman, Miss
baby.
Scott, when you're a good woman, Miss
We
Scott,
are not
you
no
ain't got to
longer
worry about
dependent,
taking
yes,
care of no
biblically,
baby. That man
fine,
gonna
but we
take care of
can't
you.
totally live by the
Mr.
Bible.
Thomas, she can't hear you. Can you wait till she
I
finish her
heard what
point?
she said. He clear.
We can't live by the Bible totally no more. This is not the Old Testament. This is the New World that we have been forced to live in.
I notice he keep going to that Old Testament.
It's called the
I stay with
survival
God's
now.
word.
Now
Jesus
we
didn't
are all as
come
a
that the
nation in
Old
survival
Testament
mode.
be removed.
Yes, we acknowledge the Bible. Yes, we understand and everything like that. But we are in survival mode because times have been pushed back when we got that dump the Trump in the office and revitalized all of this racism and everything like that. Then he demeaning black folks, Mexicans, Chinese, and everything else. We as a nation need to come together. Whether you dating, if you're married, get some reality about yourself and understand. Love is what that is. But if you're not willing to give it, don't be expecting to receive it either.
Right. And the sleep people better wake up. You better stay woke nowadays. And as Miss Scott said, Mr. Thomas got to come out of that Old Testament. Because I'm
I ain't
telling
coming
you
out no
people,
Old
I
Testament.
don't want
That's
my
God's word from
followers,
the beginning of the
Mr. Thomas.
time to now. That's God's word from the beginning of the time to now. I ain't leaving God's word. And y'all listen out there, y'all listen to Bishop Thomas, y'all listen to Apostle Thomas. Now he talking. You better stay with God. I don't care what this world offer you. You better stay with the handwriting on the wall called God. God gave man instruction in the beginning, and he gave women instruction in the beginning. And if you hold to what he says, I don't care what you say and what you do, it's going to turn out better. It's going to turn out right. We got to get back to what God said. That's me on that.
Okay, but let's watch this, right? We got to get back with what God said. That means all of it, not some of it to fit the narrative of our life. If we're going to live by the book, we got to live by everything in that book, which means you shouldn't be having sex without marriage, which means you shouldn't be
sex for?
doing
I'm not having
any
sex.
of that.
But where you getting this sex for from? I'm not having sex. Where you getting this junk from?
I didn't say that. I made a point. Did I specifically
Well,
say
you keep
Mr.
coming back to
Thomas?
the sex thing. Are you horny or
Because
something?
the point, my
You want
point
to have
is,
sex or something?
no, my point is, people make the Bible and to fit their narrative of what
Man,
they want their
God is to
life to
fit
be.
all of it.
If we're going to live by the book, if you're going to live by the book, live by the book. But who do we say? We have people of all walks of life watching this broadcast.
True.
What do we say to the
Actually,
people
it's
that don't go
73,000
by the
people
book?
watching it right now. It's
We
73,000.
we
Wow.
we can't push the book on everybody because everybody don't go by the book. They don't believe. So we have to give people the resources, the real life resources on to how to survive and make it in this cruel.
Goes down to Dr. Wilson is treat people how you want to be treated.
There
If
you
you
go.
want to be loved, then
Exactly.
love them. If you want to be respected, then respect them. If you want to be treated with loyalty and likeness, then you extend loyalty and likeness. You can't put out there a bunch of BS and expect to get back a bunch of roses.
Why you take the phone away from the microphone? We can't
I had a call and I was
Oh.
letting them know I was live. As she stated, she said, repeat your last part, Miss Thomas.
Miss Scott, girl.
I mean, Miss Scott.
I said, you need to do, oh God, never Thomas, baby. Never.
Look, God.
Put the phone down there where the microphone at. Put the phone down.
Never, ever have that one.
What
I said is, the bottom line is to all of this dating, marriage, just existing. Treat people how you want to be treated. Absolutely. If you want to be loved, then you got to extend love. If you want to be respected, then you got to extend respect. If you want to be protected, then you got to show that you want to be protected. Leave that door open for them to step in to protect you.
Right.
If you want loyalty in your life, you got to extend loyalty. If you want likeness and kindness, fine. You still have to be that person, woman or man, enough to do the right thing.
That's right. That's right.
You know right from wrong. I know right from wrong. Kim knows right from wrong. But we all have choices in life. And if you choose not to use your choices in life to the positivity of your life, that's on you.
Right.
Okay.
That's on you. You got to deal with the negative outcome of that. You've got to deal with the backlash of that.
That's right. The penalty of it.
That's just like we say. You bring some, you get some.
That's right.
Whatever that some may be, if you bring it, you're gonna get it. But see, these males, and I said males, running around here hollering, I am the head of the household. You are to respect me and what is that word? Submit to me. Are you worthy of submission?
Absolutely. You gotta be worthy
of being respected.
Right.
And are you doing what it takes? I'm not gonna respect you in your wrong. The devil is a lie, and I ain't gonna try. And don't even come at me, Thomas. If you wrong, I'm not gonna join you in there.
And if you don't know how to lead, I am not going to follow. The blind cannot lead the blind. And if you don't have a path of where we're going, I ain't going. I'll catch the next bus. Period. Yeah. You're not going to run me in a brick wall with you. Yes, I know it says be submissive. I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't refute none of that. But you ain't going to be no fool and think that somebody gonna follow your foolery.
God made me a woman, not a crash test dummy.
There you go.
I like that one.
There you go.
But if you listen to Thomas over there, you gonna be a fool, a dummy, and crashing a whole lot.
And scared to wear your wigs and your eyelashes and everything else. Now, when he was calm,
whatever makes you feel good about yourself, because it's actual self-love that you need first.
Yes,
you need to love yourself first before you worry about a man loving you at all.
There you go. Now
right.
Because if you don't love yourself, you ain't gonna recognize whatever it is he's trying to give you.
He ain't gonna recognize.
Sure isn't. Self-love is the best love. And that's why if you're struggling in any area, to piggyback off what Miss Scott said, with loving yourself, or you have some insecurities, take time to be single. A lot of people in this new millennium have a problem with singleness. Yeah, I said singleness, I created a word because they have an issue with singleness. I don't understand that. Everybody want to be booed up, clicked up situationships, whatever it is that it's called nowadays. Learn to love your own company.
That's right.
And if you're struggling with sometimes you don't want to be bothered, guess what, Mr. or Mrs.? That means you don't need to be in a relationship.
That's
If
right.
you sometimes don't want to call or text, because you know we've now turned into the era of cell phones, social media. If you don't want to be bothered on any of that, then a relationship probably is not for you.
Mr.
Because
Mac, I'm live on the
relationships
air,
take
boy. I'll call you
commitment.
right back.
It takes dedication.
Oh,
Yes, it's a
okay.
full-time job, and if you hardly want to have time for yourself, relationships is not what you want to be committed to. And ladies, understand if you put
Okay.
in and he staying out.
We got a call on there.
If you constantly calling, you constantly texting, you constantly inviting, you constantly begging for his time, and he looking at you thinking all you want is his time, he ain't the right one for you.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
See, a marriage, a relationship, any kind of situationship, that's job. You got to apply yourself. You got to apply your love. You got to apply your knowledge, and you got to apply anything else that's going to be beneficial. If it's not beneficial, it don't need to be in there.
Right.
If it's not beneficial, it don't need to be official.
That's right. We got somebody online here. Mr. Matt, can you say something? Say it again. Can y'all hear?
What is his name?
Mr. Mac.
Mr. Mac.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Mac. Welcome to the show. I can't hear him though.
Okay. Let me turn this microphone all the way up. Go ahead. Mr. Mac, say something. Hello? Yeah, well, we can't. Look, call 346 493 493.
Mr. Mac called in, girl.
He finna call the other phone. Hang on.
He told him to call the other phone.
I should have put that other cell phone on, but I didn't put the other number up. I got that number up. Let me change it real quick. He's calling. There we go.
Beginning.
All right, Mr. Mac, you on the air.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing, Mr. Mac?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm blessed. I can't complain.
All right. I'm watching the show and I'm listening. You know, it's very interesting. I hope y'all can hear me.
We can good.
When we have these relational conversations, you know, it's always based on scenarios. What if, you know, these conditions of what, you know, men should do, how they should be, all of these things like that. My question to the ladies, it's pretty much like a two-part. What is the ultimate goal? Even if we do all these things that y'all want us to do. And part, the unfortunate thing is that I'm realizing in these conversations, most relational conversations, most people don't want to reference the word of God no more, but yet they still want relationships to work. They don't realize a foundation has to be established somewhere. Even family. Crazy part, love to go to the church and hear all the praises and the praise dance, yet we're still having problems with the word of God.
Okay, here's my question. It's two-part. What is the ultimate goal? Because in a lot of conversations, especially within marriage, there's always these conditions that our sisters have. You need to do this in order for me to do that. Yeah, these
Conditions. Mm-hmm.
You know, he needs to work. He needs to do all these, but I don't know what men that y'all keep reference because there's plenty of men working. There's plenty of men coming home. There's plenty of men that are responsible. I mean, I understand if it's a television that's shooting a narrative, but when do we stop looking at that part? That's the first part. What is the ultimate goal? And then the ultimate goal of men doing it the way women want. What is the ultimate goal of that? And then the second part is how is it that it's always we have to get it together? If you
That's a great question.
Some talk shows, podcasts, it's always men having to get it together.
Wow.
I find it amazing that even men from the pulpit, everybody is telling men to get it together. We're not telling women, we're not telling children, we're not telling communities, but the ultimate goal we should be focused on is family. But now we got too personal in this relational stuff that we lost the whole focus. And that's family. We shouldn't be building individual goals. We should be building our families. So that's my two-part. What is the ultimate goal? And why is it always we have to get it together? Now I'm about to tune back in.
All right, Mr. Mack.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mack, for joining us and giving us your perspective. I would like to piggyback off what Mr. Mack has stated. It is not always the man's issue that needs to get it together. That's why when I speak of both woman and man, because both of y'all can't be a hot mess, and it ain't always on the man. That's the problem. Us as women gotta check ourselves. And that's what I meant by if you know you're not right, don't bring no baggage like Delta Airlines into a situation when you know you're not right. Some of us have daddy issues, and yes, women has daddy issues. A lot of them don't like to admit it, but you'll know if you're dealing with a woman with daddy issues. Insecurities. They bring their prior relationships in with them. Both women and men do this, but I'm speaking on what Mr. Mack said. We have to be accountable for us. And as he stated, the ultimate goal should be family, should be marriage, should be doing things the right way. But in this new millennium, it's not a lot of people with that common mind state. It's not a lot of people that want unity, that want a family, that want that. They're content with hitting and run and running and hitting. And it ain't just men. It's women that has become content with one night stands as well. So as he stated, a relationship without a friendship as the foundation is like a mansion built on sand. It's not gonna last.
Right.
If you guys don't have a commonality on where you're going and where you're heading, you need to get off the tracks together.
This is true.
Because if your goal is not the same, then why are you wasting time? Because I said in my open argument,
absolutely,
time is something we can't renegotiate. Once that
that's
time
right.
is up in our hourglass, it's gone. So if you're not dealing with someone that is on your same playing level field, for an example, I'm gonna use this scenario. If you have a church going person, a person that's active in the word of God, and you are not, it's going to be hard for you guys to coexist together. The commonality is going to be hard.
Period.
If you believe that demons is walking and the other person don't believe, it's going to be hard for you to find a commonality. But we get so hung up on relationships titles. What happened to just loving someone without a title?
Right.
This person can be the most beautiful person you've ever met that feed into your life positively, love, affection, and all that. But we're so busy now in this new millennium looking for a title. We have to feel wanted and needed in some type of way. And that's where these titles coexist in. Miss me with the title.
That's right.
I'm going to show love. I'm a person that walks and operates in love. That's just who God created me to be. Let me help fix your crown if you're a sister. I'm not
Right.
the one that's gonna go talk about you. I'm going to pull you to the side and say, hey, I noticed this. Let me help you fix your crown. Women has lost their way.
That's
As
true.
women, they rather go talk about you, tell your business, than to help you get it right. Goes back to previous show last Tuesday when I said, if you know your friend is down bad and then when it put their child's father on child support and you know that that man is taking care of his child, and as a friend you sit on your hands and say nothing, you're in error. You've done your friend a disservice. A person shouldn't want someone around them that's a yes person. Tell me I'm wrong in love so I can correct it and get it right.
Right.
We don't have that enough. You want to be envious, jealous, competing. And then also, let me touch on this as well. If you ain't married, stay out of married folk business.
There you go. That's
You
the one.
should not be putting your mouth on married folks' business. Yes, Miss Scott?
Okay.
You should not be putting your mouth on married folks' business. Now, you can simply say, whatever your decision is, I'm with you. But if you're unmarried, and especially if you've never been married, you don't want to put your opinion on folks' business. We
Mm-hmm.
got to learn how to stay out of folks' business. Because you know what? Couples out there, learn how to keep your business to yourself. If
Right.
you broke up temporarily, keep that mess off social media. Especially when you know you're going to be begging a person 15 minutes.
Right.
All you doing is inviting strife in your life because when they know
You're
you
right.
broke up, the next woman trying to get it.
Amen. Yes. And
Put
so
the
you
microphone where we
inviting
can hear.
people into your world because you done
Put the
posted it on
microphone where we can
Facebook.
hear.
You didn't put it on, you didn't put it on social media, and then y'all back together the next hour. Help
That's
it
right.
make sense.
Make it make sense.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Say it
The word
again.
private has
Yeah.
become social.
Ask your question again, Miss Scott.
Do people even understand the definition of privacy anymore? Privacy has turned into social. Put all your business out there, and then when you get it out there, you're mad because they now responded to what you invited them into.
Correct.
Then while they chasing your man, you want to keep the attitude. Because regardless of being male or female, if something look good to you, you gonna look. Whether you touch, taste, or see, that's a whole different story. But if you putting your trash out there, don't think that the garbage man gonna pick it up and put it in the dumpster. Somebody gonna pick it up and try to join that one.
Right.
That's called human nature. You know, that next woman want what you got. That next man want what she giving you. So if you keep publicizing it instead of that being private and the word intimate and private, then you won't have to worry about it. These marriages that have lasted 50, 60 years, them folks that talk outside their home, they
Sure
get
did.
me, him, and God in between them. You didn't
Right.
my uncle and everything like that who was married for 50 plus years, I never heard anything out of his house. Now, granted, I didn't like his wife because she didn't like me, but I still respected the fact that that was his wife.
Right.
And that's who he chose, that's who he's with, and that's where he remains until his death.
So it goes back to keep your business. If you know y'all not done with each other, why you gonna go tell your sister and your cousin? Because you know what happens when you tell your business, your relationship business. When it's time for the family picnic, you got the family members looking at him sideways or looking at her sideways because you done told y'all bedroom business.
Right.
That's right.
But y'all back together, so it creates a toxic environment. So if you know that you guys are gonna get back together, why do that?
Another problem is, Kim, ladies, stop talking out your man's britches. Men, stop talking out your woman's dress.
Yeah, that is another problem.
You don't run around telling body function, who do this, how well they do that. You are inviting problems into your life. If you got a good one, tell the Lord thank you and keep on doing what you do. If you got a bad one, clear that slate and start all over again. But stop running your mouth about what you got, because human nature is going to turn it around and they're going to want it and will do anything and everything to get it. They will lie, they will steal. Then sometimes they will kill. Look at all these people dying. Look at these husbands and wives killing each other because they split up. She moved on, he moved on, and the pressure got too hot because you missed what you had. If you had sat down and done some mediation, you still might be together. But you ran your mouth, other people got involved, and away he went and away she went. Now you want to pull a trigger and blow him or her out.
Right. And another thing as well, if you are a believer, if you are a home that believes in God, I'm speaking to those households only right now. Stop taking prayer out of your house. Prayer is the most important essential thing that you got to have daily. When you wake up in the morning, you need to be saying a prayer. We got to teach our babies how to pray. We got to teach them the power of God so they'll know when they going through something, they get down on their knees and pray. Prayer has been taken out of the families now. They took it out of the schools. They took it out of a lot of places. And so if you are a believer, prayer is the most important. Your relationship, your covenant with God is important. Because I don't care how you think you high, you going to go through some lows. And when you go through some lows, your relationship got to be where it needs to be, or you going to be in trouble. If you don't have no strong prayer life, because God has a way to bring you to your knees where you only can rely on his mercy and grace. And if you don't know how to get down and pray, you're going to be lost, because you're going to have to go through the wilderness. Huh?
Lost that cause.
Yeah, you're going to be lost. If you don't know how to get down, because it's going to be trials and tribulations in your life that you only going to be able to rely on your prayer life. It's going to be things that man can't do for you, that you got to rely on your prayer life. Your friend, your sister, your mother, your cousin ain't going to be able to do nothing for you when you in that valley.
And stop thinking that you're going to have a perfect situation.
Correct.
The only thing perfect is God. If your relationship don't go through some trials and tribulations, go through the fire, you ain't going to find out the royalty and the gold and diamonds on the other end.
Right.
Just because you might have a disagreement, just because you might have an argument, stop internalizing that. Look at it for what it is. Sit down as grown folks, discuss it, and let it go. Stop holding on to it, because the more you hold on to negativity, the more negativity will overpower you. What did we learn in school? A negative plus a negative is a negative. A negative plus positive is a negative. So if you put positive out there, you will get positive back.
Okay, we are going to take a commercial break. I'm having a power issue. I'm about to lose power. I need to see what's going on. So we will be right back. This is a very good, interesting conversation. We'll be right back.
Recently, we tapped star quarterback Patrick Mahomes to be in a promo for Coors Light beer. Turns out, we overlooked the fact that he can't actually promote Coors Light beer. That's why we're proud to introduce Coors Light Bear. Coors Light Bear is 0% adult beverage and 100% mammal. It's the perfect bear to hang out with after a long day. Few things are more refreshing on the golf course than Coors Light Bear. Not the same thing as beer. Coors Light Bear is pure mountain cold refreshment, which is something you would totally say about a bear. Coors Light Bear is perfect for the beach, but you've got to be careful because not everybody likes bear on the beach.
Coors Light Bear, the world's most refreshing bear. Here you go, my man.
Visit CoorsLightBear.com and get a Coors Light Bear of your own. All proceeds go to 15 and the Mahomes Foundation.
I screwed up. I got us T-Mobile home internet. Now cell phone users have priority over us.
And your marriage survived that? You can almost feel the drag when people walk by with their phones.
Oh, I can't hear you. You're frozen.
Ladies, please. You put it on airplane mode when you pass our house.
I was trying to work.
We're working it too.
Yeah, working, girl. I want to hear you say it out loud.
Well, I could switch us to Xfinity.
Those smiles. That's why I do what I do. That and the paycheck.
General Motors is going electric, and Netflix is joining in by including more EVs in their movies and shows. Least they can do. So if you're gonna get swarmed by an army of the dead, why not get swarmed in an EV? No! I said no biting! Or if you're being voluntarily kidnapped, why not be kidnapped in an EV? What's that scent? Is it pine? Now, should they add EVs everywhere? They shalln't. They shan't. Is it shallant or shan't?
It's neither.
What about here, Erica?
You're ruining the show, you idiot.
What do you mean? It's me, Dusty.
You're not.
Yeah, you're right. This is ridiculous.
Tammy, wait! Later, loser!
But anywhere else, it makes sense.
There goes another runner.
Brad was so much better for you. You should have gone with Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
Are you serious?
Why not make more of those cars electric?
Okay.
It's the least they can do. Gordon, you kill me. I mean, you literally did kill me. You know what? I'm glad you bit me too.
All right, guys. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I got my issue fixed. We were talking about relationships in the new millennium, family as a whole, relationships. We covered a wide range of topics on relationships, family, and issues. And to piggyback on what everybody said, thank you so much, Mr. Mack, for calling in. Thank you, Miss Scott. Mr. Thomas, he wants to be called. Thank you guys for your perspectives. And just to put everything in a broad perspective, relationships now is not what they are. If you're a believer, Christ has been taken out of the equation. Prayer has been took out of the equation. Whatever happened to when there's an issue that you two cannot bear, you guys get on your knees together as a family and pray about it. Or if you can't handle it, go out and seek some type of help. But we must be accountable for us. If you're a woman, then you need to be accountable for yourself. You need to make sure you're the best version of you so that you can be the best mother, the best wife, or whatever your role is. You can't call yourself a woman and you ain't taking care of your business. You're not taking care of your family. You're not taking care of your children. You rather go to the club and your children ain't ate. If you got a good man at home, you ain't doing nothing for him. And then you get mad when he go out in the streets. Help it make sense. Then you want to bust windows out people's cars. But you done left this man at home and ain't handling your business at home. Vice versa for a man. But as Mr. Max stated when he called in, you have to know what is your long-term goal. What is it that you want out of whatever situationship, relationship, whatever you may be calling, whatever title you may be calling it? You have to learn what you're wanting out of that situation. And if it's just for companionship, then let it just be for companionship. But be honest about where you're headed.
That's true.
And as I said last week, women, keep these men off and around your babies.
Right.
If you have not decided that it's a relationship, kids get attached very easily. And when
Right.
y'all break up, you got to tell that baby a goodbye lie. And if you already a single parent, that child now have to deal with two adults in their life that
That's right.
they may start feeling like don't care. So we
That's
have
right.
to be very careful who we subject our children to. If it's not serious, meet them at the hotel, motel. Even our single fathers out there, because there are some single fathers. Stop introducing these women to them babies. Because they may not be mama material. So we have to start taking accountability. This world now lacks accountability. If you out there wilding out, you blaming it on your childhood or whatever. No, you made a decision to do that. It's up to you to break the generational curse.
That's right.
If you came from a family that really no one is really married, it's your decision as an adult when you're adulting to break that curse. What is best for you? Not what your sister, brother, mother, or you witness your grandma go through. What is best for you?
That's right. That is
And
right.
if you don't know how to be a good woman or a good man, get you some books. Read. Perfect your
Learn
craft.
how.
It's like you learn how to be the best employee on this job to get your bag. You need to approach a relationship the same way. How to be the
Yeah.
best partner you can be.
That's right.
And if you've done all that you can and the other person take you for granted, remember what I said when we first started. Time is precious. You don't get it back. Give that person an opportunity to change their behavior. And if
Mm-hmm.
they don't, then you change that situation and you keep it moving. But nowadays, people are too quick to call it quits before they even allow God to fix it if it's worth fixing or if it's meant to be fixed.
Right.
We're so busy looking at right now, the instant fix like instant oatmeal.
Yeah.
Everything is not instant.
That's right.
And if you agree to be with someone and you're going to be patient, if they're honest with you and told you they don't know how to love, they've never been in a relationship, etc., etc., if you are one of those people that have agreed to be with that person, you're going to have to exhibit some patience. If not,
That's
don't
true.
even waste your time being with he or she,
That's true.
because you're only going to scar them worse.
That's it.
Stop
That's
your
it.
buffoonery if you know you're going to hurt that person.
That's it.
Because us good women and good men, we get the broken version that you trifling people that left behind. Then we gotta try to claw our way through all the hurt and the buffoonery you done put on these people.
That's right.
Stop damaging these good men and women.
Damaged goods.
Then you get a good man that's a good provider, taking care of his family, real family oriented, and then he get with an old fool.
Yeah. That's oh my God. You said it. You said
And
the
then
cliche
when that
word.
situation ends, he get with you, and now you gotta claw your way through all of those walls he's had to put up to protect his heart, or vice versa for a woman. You
Right.
doing all you can as a woman, you filling your role, doing everything, and you with a cheater, a liar, and a deceiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you get with another man that's not that. Every time he make the wrong move, you think he's a liar or cheater and all of that. So we have to learn how to leave our baggage where it's at and live for today, because tomorrow is tomorrow for a
Yeah.
reason.
That's right.
Absolutely. Tomorrow is not promised. The present is the present for a reason. And so we have to approach things in the new. But we living in a time where no day, no second, no hour is promised. Violence is rapid everywhere. So you
Mm-hmm.
make sure to wrap your family, your loved ones in prayer.
If you are about to get into a relationship and you know you got some mental health issues going on, get you some help before you get in. If you recognize the person that you dating in your life has got some mental health issues going on, approach that person. Suggest to them that they obtain some help first. Don't take your issues into a relationship because it's dead before it can get started.
Right.
Because you got mental health issues, some part of you is not living. It's dead.
Right.
We need to revitalize that and get you back to your person that you are supposed to be, the God that gave you to be. If you need to be in counseling, there's no shame in counseling. If you need medication, there's no shame in taking medication. If that's going to take you back to who you are, if that's going to take you back to good for people and for yourself, get you some help. If you were raised up in a home where you were abused and you have regressed and you feel like you just love to be by yourself, but then later on you start feeling that you don't want to be by yourself, get you some help to deal with that.
That's
But
right.
be informative to your partner to let them know, if you want to deal with me, this is what you're facing. This is what I've been through. This is what I need to work through. If you can wait for me to work through it, then we can do this. But if you cannot, then I strongly suggest you move on. Because I got to get to me before I can help me. And that's you.
That's right.
Absolutely, Miss Scott. And for those that don't know, I have a doctoral degree in psychology. And I just want you guys to know the importance of taking care of your mental. Your mental is most important than your physical. It go hand in hand, but your mental health
Mm-hmm.
is very important, because what happens is if you're struggling mentally, you're then going to start having health issues physically. If you're stressed out, that leads to high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attacks, all of that. So we must make sure that we are healthy mentally. It's a
Right.
stigma in the dark complected community. Y'all know I don't like to use the word black or African American. I covered that on the previous show.
Mm-hmm.
In the dark pigmented community, it's almost an unspoken word to talk about mental health, just like death. It's important to talk about both because death is certain. You better
It
open
is
up a
certain.
conversation. You better open up a conversation about some life insurance in the community. We gotta stop. But that's a topic for another show. But I'm about to close out. But I just want to make sure you guys understand the importance of accountability. And everything that we do in life is an accountability. We have to take accountability. The more people take accountability, the better things will be. This is reality. We're living where your paycheck is not covering your family to eat. If you got two people in a household working, you're not getting any government assistance at all. $100 in the store now is $1.
Yeah. That's true.
It is cheaper now to eat out than it is to cook groceries because a pack of chicken is $20. So
Wow.
we're living in a time where if it's a want, you need to reevaluate that want and make sure you get all you need instead of all you want. Invest in property. Invest in something because your goal for your family is to leave a legacy behind and not all rental property.
Right.
Start taking stuff seriously, like relationships, and the relationship will work better if you take them more seriously.
That's right.
And if you're not right for a relationship, as I stated, choose to be single. It's a choice. You may not be right for a relationship because you've went through some things, and that's okay. You will be respected better to say, hey, I just can't until you can. Hurt people hurt people. So don't be the one out there knowing you're not ready for a relationship and you get us good people out there that's left and you mess them up.
My.
So that's all that I have for you guys on this Tuesday. I want you to think about everything that we talked about and really grasp the concept of, is it important to be in a relationship or is it important to be in a healthy foundational relationship where you're building? Next Tuesday, we will come back with another topic, another hot topic where you can give your perspective and not the world's perspective. This is a non-judge free zone. We cut up today, but it's all in love. And I hope that you guys have a very blessed rest of your week. I pray that you and your family is safe. And until I see you again, catch me on Fridays on Kim's Gracious Jewels and Accessories, and on Saturdays and Sundays as well. You guys be blessed, and I'll see you soon.